Welcome back, coin hunters. Today, we're diving deep into some of the rarest and most valuable Roosevelt dimes in the USA, coins that could be hiding in your change and might be worth a small fortune. Stick around, because some of these dimes are so rare, collectors would pay thousands just to add them to their collection. Coin 1. You're sitting at home, sorting through old coins, maybe from a dusty attic box, a forgotten drawer, or a small album you picked up at a flea market for just a few dollars. Your eyes glide over pennies, nickels, dimes, ordinary pocket change, until one coin suddenly just looks different. The shine is sharper. The details look deeper. The texture looks like something that shouldn't even exist. And then you notice the date, 1965. At that moment, your heart starts racing, because you might be holding one of America's most controversial, most valuable, and most mysterious modern coins, the legendary 1965 Roosevelt dime from a proof set that was never supposed to exist. This isn't just a rare coin. This is the kind of discovery that sends collectors into a frenzy, the kind of treasure that sparks debates at coin shows, the kind of mint anomaly that makes experts scratch their heads. Imagine a coin born at a time when the U.S. Mint was struggling through one of the biggest changes in American coinage history. In 1965, the Mint removed silver from dimes, nickels, and quarters. They eliminated mint marks. And they completely stopped making traditional proof sets because they needed every machine focused on striking circulating coins. In other words, a 1965 proof coin was impossible, and yet, somehow, a tiny number slipped through, somewhere inside the mint, whether through accidental test strikes, experimental production, or an unrecorded batch of pre-production proof coins. A handful of 1965 proof-quality Roosevelt dimes were struck. The polishing, the mirrored fields, the razor-sharp edges, the glass-like reflection, these are the unmistakable signs of proof production. But these dimes were never meant for public release. They weren't supposed to be sold. They weren't supposed to reach collectors. They weren't even supposed to survive, but a few did. Now imagine being the person who opens an old vintage set and sees that impossible shine. Imagine spotting a dime that shouldn't exist, one that might have been slipped into a test packaging run, or mixed into an experimental proof set, or accidentally sealed into a set that made its way out of the mint unnoticed. That tiny mistake, just one unnoticed packaging error, could turn an average person into the owner of a life-changing American rarity. Collectors across the United States search relentlessly for this coin. Every day, people type things like rare 1965 Roosevelt dime, valuable modern dimes, dimes worth big money, rare U.S. coins in proof sets, coins worth thousands, and 1965 dime error into search bars hoping they might be sitting on a hidden jackpot. This is one of the most hunted dates in modern American coin collecting because its existence challenges history itself. Imagine sending a suspicious 1965 dime to a professional grader. The moment they see those deep mirrored fields, the moment they examine the unusually sharp strike, the moment they detect proof-style craftsmanship, the entire room changes. Experts gather. Flashlights come out. Magnifying lenses switch hands. This isn't ordinary. This isn't common. This is the kind of coin that instantly becomes the center of attention because it simply shouldn't be real. Collectors love this coin not only for its value but because it is a physical piece of mint secrecy. It represents a behind-the-scenes story, proof dies used at a time when proofs weren't supposed to be produced. A coin that may have slipped through unnoticed in the chaos of 1965, a time when the mint was under intense pressure to pump out billions of coins for circulation. These rare Roosevelt dimes are survivors of a moment in history when everything was changing. Now picture the thrill of knowing that only a very small number of these coins have ever been authenticated. The population reports remain tiny. Every new discovery becomes a headline. Every graded example becomes a trophy. These coins don't trade quietly. They explode into the market, fueling bidding wars between dealers, investors, and collectors who know exactly how rare this little dime truly is. So let's get to the part everyone wants to know, the part that makes this story so electrifying. What is the value? What could one of these impossible proof-quality 1965 Roosevelt dimes actually bring if authenticated? The answer is simple: it's one of the most valuable modern dimes ever discovered. If you are holding a true 1965 proof-strike Roosevelt dime that originated from a mint-proof style test or experimental set, then you are not just holding a coin, you are holding a once-in-a-generation rarity. And that rarity has shocked the US market, with real sales reaching from $30,000 to $45,000. Coin 2. The camera fades in on the glow of an old drawer being opened, the kind of drawer everyone has somewhere in their home, a drawer filled with little forgotten things from the past. A dusty envelope. An unopened mint package. Maybe something you inherited. Maybe something you bought years ago and never opened. And right there, sitting quietly inside, is a proof set from the year 1967, a year most people don't think twice about. But what if I told you that inside this ordinary-looking plastic case could be one of the most valuable modern dimes ever discovered in the United States? Collectors across America are obsessed with finding this coin. Every day, thousands of people search for terms like rare Roosevelt dime, valuable 1967 dime, hidden treasure in proof set, most valuable Roosevelt dime, rare coins worth money, and expensive modern US coins. And the reason is simple. The 1967 Roosevelt dime from special mint packaging has exploded in value, shocking even the most experienced numismatists. It's turning everyday proof sets into potential jackpots, but only if the dime inside has the rare combination of perfection that grading services dream about. Picture the moment you open a proof set. At first glance, all the coins look bright. But a truly rare 1967 dime looks different. The portrait of Roosevelt appears carved in icy frost, the fields are so mirror-like you can almost use them as a camera lens, and the edges of every letter and every number look sharp enough to cut paper. This is what collectors call a deep mirror, ultra-sharp, nearly flawless example. Most 1967 dimes will never reach that level. Most are just coins. But a tiny number, maybe only a few known, are struck with such precision and preserved in such perfect condition that they become legendary. Why is this dime so special? Because 1967 was a year of intense production at the US Mint. Millions and millions of coins were made, and quality control was nowhere near today's standards. Almost all coins show tiny hits, scratches, cloudiness, weak strikes. But occasionally, almost by accident, a few extraordinary pieces were struck with exceptional dies, handled carefully, and sealed into mint packaging before they were ever touched by human hands. These are the coins that grading companies like PCGS and NGC lose their minds over, the very top of the population, the absolute elite of modern dimes, and when one of these miracle coins is discovered, something incredible happens at auction. Collectors swarm. Dealers compete. Prices shoot higher and higher because everyone wants to own a piece of modern American minting history. You can feel the energy in the room when the bidding starts. It's dramatic, it's intense, and it proves that even a coin most people ignore, a simple dime, can become a 4- or even 5-figure treasure. Now imagine you are holding your own 1967 proof or special mint set. You turn the dime under a bright light. You look for the deep mirrors. You check for pristine surfaces. You inspect the details of the torch, the flame, the lettering. Every tiny detail matters. One small mark can drop the value, but a perfectly preserved example can turn into one of the most valuable Roosevelt dimes ever found. This is why collectors in the US are constantly searching online for phrases like valuable dime in proof set, rare 1967 coin in mint packaging, hidden gems in US coins, most valuable dimes in America, and rare coins worth thousands. And here's the exciting part, these treasure-grade 1967 dimes are almost never noticed by people who own them. They sit in closets, in old coin boxes, in homes where nobody realizes their worth. The only reason we even know about them is because a few lucky collectors cracked open proof sets, sent the dime to a grading service, and ended up with one of the highest graded coins of the entire year. That's when the numismatic world erupted. That's when news spread. That's when millions of people started checking their 1967 dimes again. So before you give away your old proof sets, before you toss them in a storage bin, before you assume a modern dime is worthless, take another look. Because in rare situations, that little 10-cent coin could be worth more than an entire collection. It could be the star of an auction. It could be the coin that changes someone's life, and now, here comes the moment everyone waits for, the value of one of the rarest, highest graded, most desirable 1967 Roosevelt dimes ever found. A confirmed top-quality example has sold for anywhere between $30,000 and $44,000. Coin 3. Imagine opening an old dusty drawer, pulling out a forgotten United States proof set from the 1970s, and suddenly realizing one tiny silver-colored coin could change your entire financial life. Today we're talking about one of the most shocking and most valuable modern American treasure coins ever discovered in regular collector sets, the mysterious and extremely rare Roosevelt dime from 1974 with the coveted D mint mark that slipped into a proof set. Yes, you heard that correctly. A Denver minted dime that absolutely should not exist inside a San Francisco proof set, yet a few astonishing examples have surfaced, and collectors in the United States are going crazy trying to find one. This coin is a strange accident of U.S. mint history. During the mid-1970s, every proof coin set was supposed to be minted exclusively at the San Francisco Mint, meaning every proof dime was meant to carry an S mint mark. But somehow, a tiny handful of Denver minted Roosevelt dimes, struck with a D mint mark, accidentally got mixed into the official proof production. This type of error is so unusual that even professional graders, rare coin experts, and lifelong collectors call this one of the most exciting modern U.S. minting mistakes ever documented. People spend years searching through thousands of proof sets trying to spot just one. Why such madness? Because this is not just a rare coin. This is the kind of coin that turns a small pocket change piece into a life-changing payday. Collectors in America hunt this coin like treasure because it's one of the hardest Roosevelt dime errors to legally own, authenticate, and even identify. And the real shocker is that the infamous 1974 D Roosevelt dime from proof sets doesn't just attract normal buyers, it triggers bidding wars. The kind of bidding wars where collectors don't blink when the price climbs into extremely high numbers. So imagine the thrill. You buy an old box of coins at a yard sale. You find a sealed 1974 proof set. You open it. You look closely. And suddenly your heart stops, because the dime inside doesn't carry an S. It carries a D. That small letter, that tiny mint mark, is the difference between a dime worth 10 cents, and a dime worth the kind of money people dream about. That is why collectors in the US search every day for this exact coin. They watch videos, study images, inspect proof sets under magnification, hoping to find that one prize no one else noticed, and let's be honest, this is the kind of story that keeps coin collecting alive. A small mistake at the mint. A rare survivor. A hidden treasure that sits quietly for decades until someone finally discovers it. When this coin hits the auction block, the room goes silent. The bids rise fast. The competition becomes intense. And everyone knows they are looking at one of the rarest Roosevelt dime errors ever linked to a US proof set. Now if you're wondering what the value range looks like for this incredible 1974 Roosevelt D mint mark dime found inside a proof set, let me tell you clearly and slowly. This is not a $20 coin. This is not a $100 coin. This is not even a $1,000 coin. When authenticated and confirmed by professional grading services, this rare dime has the power to sell for $30,000 to $41,000. Coin 4. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we dig into the rarest, most valuable, and jaw-dropping coins in the United States. Today, I have something that coin collectors absolutely dream about, something so rare and so valuable that even seasoned collectors get excited just thinking about it. We're talking about the 1977 Roosevelt dime with a D mint mark from a proof set. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be shaking your head because of how much one of these coins is actually worth. Now, I know what you're thinking. A dime from 1977? Really? That can't be that rare, right? Well, let me tell you, this is no ordinary dime. This is one of the most sought-after proof coins of the modern era. And the reason collectors go crazy for it is a combination of factors. low mintage, perfect condition, and that all-important D mint mark. Proof coins like this aren't just coins, they're history preserved in metal. They're the kind of coins that can sit quietly in a collection for decades, only to suddenly become a goldmine. Let's break it down a little. Proof coins are made differently than regular coins. They are struck with specially polished dies and planchets, giving them a mirror-like surface and extremely sharp details. Unlike circulation coins, proof coins are meant to be perfect, every detail crisp, every feature pristine. And for the 1977 D Roosevelt dime, the proof set version means it has never been in circulation, so it's essentially a snapshot of history frozen in time. Now, what makes this coin so incredibly rare? Well, it all comes down to the mint mark and the production numbers. The D mint mark tells us this coin was struck at the Denver Mint. While most 1977 dimes are common, the proof set version from Denver is exceptionally scarce. Few of them were made, and even fewer survived in perfect, uncirculated condition. Add that to the fact that collectors are always hunting for pristine proof coins, and you have a recipe for one of the most highly demanded coins in modern numismatics, and here's where it really gets interesting. Coins like this are not just rare, they are extremely valuable. Over the years, collectors and investors have paid serious money to get their hands on one. Because proof coins in pristine condition are so scarce, when one appears at auction, it creates a feeding frenzy. People bid tens of thousands of dollars just for the chance to own a coin that most people think of as just a dime. And speaking of value, this is where your jaw is going to drop. A 1977 D Roosevelt dime from a proof set, depending on its condition, can sell for anywhere between $33,000 and $40,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. $33,000 to $40,000 for a coin that literally fits in your pocket. This is not just a collectible, this is an investment, a piece of history, and a treasure all at once. Think about it, a dime that you could hold between your fingers could be worth more than most people earn in a year. That's the power of rarity, preservation, and collector demand coming together. And this is why coin collecting is more than just a hobby. It's a way to connect with history, to invest in something tangible, and to own something truly unique that could appreciate in value over time. Now, let's talk a little about the collector's psychology, because this is where it gets fascinating. Serious collectors don't just look at the coin, they look at grade, mint mark, and proof quality. Every tiny imperfection can make or break the value. That's why a 1977 D Roosevelt dime from a proof set in flawless condition can command such a massive price. Collectors know that once a coin like this disappears into a private collection, it may never surface again, which is why they are willing to pay top dollar the moment one becomes available. And it's not just the value that's exciting. There's a thrill in the hunt. Imagine sifting through your old proof sets and suddenly discovering a 1977 D dime in perfect condition, a coin that could be worth $33,000 to $40,000. The excitement, the adrenaline, the thought that you might hold in your hand something so rare, so valuable, it's exactly why collectors never stop searching. So, what can you do if you're serious about coins like this? First, always check your proof sets. Sometimes, the rarest coins are hiding in plain sight, tucked away in old boxes or forgotten drawers. Second, pay attention to auctions, coin shows, and private sales. That's where the magic happens. And finally, if you ever get the chance to handle a 1977 D Roosevelt dime in proof condition, take a moment to appreciate it. This is not just metal and design, it's history, rarity, and value all rolled into one small, shiny coin. Before we wrap up, let's just take a moment to reflect on the sheer insanity of this coin's value. A dime, a coin that most people spend without a second thought, can actually be worth $33,000 to $40,000 in the right condition. That's why collectors, investors, and enthusiasts alike go absolutely crazy for coins like the 1977 D Roosevelt proof dime. It's not just a coin. It's a treasure, a story, and an opportunity all in one. Alright, everyone, that's it for today. If you love diving into the world of rare coins, want to see more incredible collectibles, and want to discover coins that could change the game for collectors and investors, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. You do not want to miss the next video where we uncover more of America's most valuable coins and hidden treasures. Remember, rare coins like the 1977 Roosevelt proof dime are not just history, they're treasure waiting to be discovered. And treasure, my friends, can be worth $33,000 to $40,000. Keep hunting, keep collecting, and who knows? The next coin you find could be your golden ticket. Coin 5. Every collector dreams of that one moment, that heart-stopping, pulse-racing instant when they realize they're holding something the entire country has been searching for. Something so rare, so unbelievably valuable, so historically shocking that it almost feels impossible. And today, you're about to hear the story of exactly that kind of coin. A coin so unexpected that it stunned the US coin collecting world, caused endless debates among experts, and sent collectors racing to dig through their old mint sets like treasure hunters chasing a legend. This is not an old silver dime. This is not a World War II rarity. This is not a 100-year-old collectible dot. This is a modern American miracle, the ultra-rare 1984 Roosevelt dime with the P mint mark from a proof set. Collectors describe it as the dime that shouldn't exist. Dealers call it one of the most shocking modern mint errors of all time. And everyday Americans who've discovered one of these in their old proof sets describe it as the moment their entire life changed in a single heartbeat. Just think about this. Proof coins from the United States Mint follow strict rules. They're made in San Francisco. They get the S Mint mark. They're struck with polished dies. They're handled with care, sealed in cases, and sold to collectors. But the 1984 dime we're talking about breaks every rule. It came from a proof set, but instead of the S Mint mark, it carries the letter P, Philadelphia. A mint that doesn't even produce proof sets. So how did it happen? Imagine the mint in 1984. Machines running non-stop. Dies being swapped, sorted, and cleaned. Thousands of proof sets assembled. And somewhere, somehow, a Philadelphia die, never meant to touch a proof coin, gets mixed into the wrong batch. Suddenly, instead of a proof dime with an S, you have a proof quality dime stamped with P. A minting accident so tiny, so precise, so unbelievable that only a microscopic number of these coins ever escaped into official proof sets. For decades, nobody noticed. That's what makes this story so incredible. These proof sets went into closets, basements, attics, safety deposit boxes, and dusty drawers across America. They sat quietly for years. If someone opened them, they admired the shine, they looked at the coins, but they didn't check the mint mark. Who would? Everyone knows proof coins are supposed to have an S. Nobody suspected AP would ever show up, but then, a few collectors, the rare, eagle-eyed kind, noticed something strange. A proof dime, with AP. They saw mirror-like surfaces, crisp details, beautiful frosting. Everything looked proof quality, except that P mint mark. They sent the coins for verification. Experts were stunned. The coin world buzzed. Dealers debated. And then the truth dropped like lightning. This dime was real. It was authentic. And it was unbelievably rare. From that moment on, the entire coin collecting community changed. Suddenly, everyone in the United States wanted to check their 1984 proof sets. People ran to their safes, their closets, their old boxes of mint sets inherited from parents or grandparents. Coin shops were flooded with people asking, "Can you check my proof set?" Online searches exploded for phrases like rare 1984 dime, Roosevelt dime proof error, valuable modern dimes, rare US coins worth money, secret proof set treasure, and P mint mark proof dime. It became a national hunt, a treasure quest fueled by the possibility of finding a life-changing coin hiding in plain sight, and that's why this story keeps growing. Because the most thrilling part is this: most of these rare diamonds have not been discovered yet. Somewhere out there, right now, thousands of 1984 proof sets are sitting untouched. Stored away by collectors who never opened them. Passed down to younger generations who don't even know what they have. Sitting in garages, closets, old boxes, inherited estates, or tucked deep inside storage units. Any one of them could contain the rarest modern dime you'll ever see. Imagine the moment you open your proof set. You slide the blue case out. You tilt it under the light. The coins sparkle with that perfect mirror shine. You look at the dime, thinking nothing unusual. Then your eyes drift to the mint mark. And instead of the S you expect, your mind freezes. Your heart stops. Because the letter P is sitting right there, that moment would feel like winning the lottery. Wrapped in pure shock, collectors who found this coin described shaking hands, racing to authenticate it, barely believing what they saw. Some almost threw away their proof set without even noticing. One small letter almost changed their lives while they were completely unaware. That is the magic of rare American coins. They remind us that value doesn't always come from age. Treasure doesn't always come from silver. And history doesn't always come from centuries past. Sometimes, treasure comes from a simple mistake. In 1984. This rare dime has become the star attraction in discussions about valuable modern coins. Even professional graders talk about it with excitement. Dealers call it one of the greatest modern minting mysteries. Collectors call it a miracle coin. Beginners call it their dream find. Everyone wants one. Everyone searches for one. And everyone knows that if they ever discover this dime, their story becomes part of numismatic history forever. And now we arrive at the question America always asks: how much is this impossible dime worth? The answer is staggering. Prepare yourself. Because this isn't just a small bump in value, this is the kind of number that makes collectors gasp. A genuine 1984 Roosevelt dime with the P mint mark from a proof set can sell for as much as $30,000 to $38,000. Coin 6. Hey everyone, coin lovers and treasure hunters. Today, we are diving into one of the most fascinating, rare, and highly valuable coins in modern American numismatics, the 1996 Roosevelt dime with a P mint mark from the proof set. If you've ever dreamed of owning a coin that's not only a piece of history but also an incredible investment, then you're in the right place. This isn't just any dime, this is a coin that collectors across the US search for relentlessly. You might be thinking, it's just a dime, how can it be worth thousands of dollars? That's exactly why this coin is so special. While most dimes are everyday coins that you see in your pocket change, a 1996 Roosevelt dime P mint mark from the proof set is a completely different story. Proof coins are struck with extraordinary precision. Each coin is carefully polished, struck multiple times to bring out a mirror-like finish, and then handled with the utmost care to preserve perfection. And in 1996, only a limited number of these coins were produced, making them extremely rare in top condition. Now let's talk about why collectors are obsessed with this coin. The Roosevelt dime has been part of American coinage since 1946, honoring President Franklin D. Roosevelt, a leader who guided America through challenging times and brought hope to millions. Over the decades, the design has become iconic, and a perfectly preserved 1996 P mint mark proof dime is like holding history in your hand. The luster, the shine, the flawless details, these coins are crafted to be admired and treasured. Collectors in the United States are always on the lookout for rare Roosevelt dimes, and the 1996 P proof is one of the most sought-after modern issues. Online forums, auction sites, and coin shows all report a high demand for this coin, and it has quickly earned a reputation as a must-have for serious collectors. This is not a coin you buy on a whim, it's an investment, a collectible that can dramatically appreciate in value over time. Now, one of the most important aspects of this coin is condition. For collectors, the grade makes all the difference. Coins are evaluated based on their preservation, shine, and whether there are any blemishes or marks. A 1996 Roosevelt dime P mint mark from a proof set in pristine condition is extremely rare. Many of these coins have slight imperfections or lose some of their original brilliance over time, which is why finding one in perfect, untouched condition is like discovering a hidden treasure. The P mint mark itself adds an extra layer of uniqueness. While dimes are minted in multiple locations, the Philadelphia Mint coins with the P mint mark from the 1996 proof set are among the most collectible. It's subtle, it's rare, and collectors notice it immediately. And the best part? Once you own one of these coins, you're not just owning a dime, you're owning a conversation starter, a piece of American history, and a rare collectible that commands attention. Let's talk about rarity. In the coin world, scarcity equals value. The 1996 Mint Mark Roosevelt dime from the proof set was produced in limited quantities, and many were already placed in collections, sealed in protective cases, and never circulated. That means only a small number are available to collectors today, which drives demand even higher. People across the US actively search for this coin online, at coin shows, and through auctions. If you ever spot one, it's not something to pass up lightly. It's an opportunity to own a rare gem. Another reason collectors love this coin is its investment potential. Unlike common coins that stay the same value for decades, rare proof coins can increase in value significantly, especially as they become harder to find. Some collectors see them as both a passion and a smart financial move. Investing in a coin like the 1996 proof Roosevelt dime is like owning a piece of history that may grow in value as other coins vanish from circulation. Let's not forget the beauty of the coin itself. The Roosevelt dime's design has remained iconic for decades, featuring President Roosevelt's portrait on the obverse and a torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse, symbols of liberty, peace, and strength. But the proof set version takes it a step further. The coins are struck to perfection, with a mirror-like finish that makes the details pop. Collectors often describe these coins as tiny works of art, because of the craftsmanship and care that went into producing them. So, if you're a collector, a history buff, or someone looking for a rare and valuable coin, the 1996 Roosevelt dime Mint Mark from the proof set is the ultimate addition to your collection. Imagine holding a coin that not only captures the legacy of one of America's greatest presidents but also is considered one of the rarest modern dimes. This is the type of coin that gets attention at coin shows, online auctions, and collector circles across the country. Now here's the part you've been waiting for, the value. The 1996 Mint Mark Roosevelt dime from the proof set, in pristine condition, is currently valued between $30,000 to $33,000. Yes, a single dime, perfectly preserved, can be worth $30,000 to $33,000. That's right, a coin so small yet so powerful in its value and significance that if you've ever dreamed of owning a rare coin that combines history, beauty, and serious monetary value, this is it. The 1996 Roosevelt dime Mint Mark from the proof set is more than just a collectible, it's a statement, an investment, and a treasure that will continue to amaze collectors for decades to come. So, keep an eye out, search every coin show, browse the proof sets, and don't let this rare opportunity slip through your fingers. This is one of those coins that will always be remembered, admired, and highly valued in the coin collecting world. Remember, the 1996 Mint Mark Roosevelt dime from the proof set can be worth $30,000 to $33,000, a true gem for anyone serious about coin collecting. Coin 7. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we are diving into a coin story that is part history, part obsession, and all greed. If you think dimes are just pocket change, think again. Because today we're talking about the 1999 Mint Mark Roosevelt dime from a proof set, the coin that has collectors and investors scrambling like mad. And trust me, by the end of this video, you're going to understand why this tiny dime could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. Let's start with a little history. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, a man known not only for leading America through the Great Depression and World War II but also for his lifelong fight against polio. The dime was chosen to feature his profile, and since then, millions have passed through countless hands. For most people, it's just another coin in their pocket. But for collectors, some of these coins are absolute treasures, especially proof coins. Now, what exactly is a proof coin? Unlike your everyday coins that are mass-produced for circulation, proof coins are made with extreme precision, primarily for collectors. Each proof coin is struck multiple times with specially polished dies, resulting in a mirror-like finish so shiny that it almost feels like holding a piece of liquid silver. Proof coins are all about perfection, every detail is crisp, every surface is flawless, and every mint mark is carefully struck. And the 1999 Mint Mark Roosevelt dime? It's one of the most perfect, rare, and sought-after proof coins in modern American history. The D mint mark is crucial here. That little letter signifies that the coin was produced at the Denver Mint. While many coins are struck in multiple mints, some mint marks are much rarer than others in proof sets. In 1999, the Denver Mint produced a limited number of these proof dimes, and over time, many were lost, damaged, or tucked away in private collections. This scarcity is exactly what drives their value through the roof. Collectors are obsessed with this coin for one big reason: scarcity combined with perfection. These proof dimes are not just rare, they are flawless. Even the smallest scratch or imperfection can reduce the value drastically. That's why numismatists, the coin experts, are willing to pay astronomical sums to get their hands on a high-grade specimen. And yes, I'm talking serious, life-changing money here. Let's talk numbers. Depending on the condition, grading, and even the exact eye appeal of the coin, a 1999 D mint mark Roosevelt dime from a proof set can fetch anywhere from $33,000 to $40,000. Think about that for a second. A single dime, something that most people wouldn't even blink at, could be worth more than a luxury car. That's the power of rarity, condition, and collector demand. Now, you might be wondering how collectors even know they have one of these rare dimes. First, check the mint mark. The D is essential. Then, look at the finish. A true proof coin has a mirror-like surface and sharply defined details. Some people even use magnifying glasses to inspect these coins for minute imperfections, because in the world of numismatics, perfection can be worth tens of thousands of dollars. If the coin passes the eye test, it's time to get it professionally graded. A top-grade 1999 D mint mark Roosevelt dime from a proof set can literally sell for $40,000, or even more, depending on market demand. Collectors often tell stories about the thrill of finding these coins. Some have inherited them from grandparents who never realized the treasure they were holding. Others have bought them at auctions or coin shows and walked away with a fortune. Imagine opening an old coin collection and finding a 1999 D mint mark Roosevelt dime, perfectly preserved in its proof set holder. That moment, the heart-racing realization that you're holding something worth $33,000 to $40,000, is what makes coin collecting addictive for so many people. And here's the thing: this coin isn't just valuable today, it's a solid investment for the future. Rare coins, especially proof coins in pristine condition, tend to appreciate over time. That means your dime could be worth even more a few years from now, making it not just a collectible, but a serious financial asset. Collectors aren't just buying coins, they're buying security, rarity, and a slice of American history that can't be reproduced. Let's also talk about the broader appeal. Coins like this attract not just collectors, but investors, treasure hunters, and even casual enthusiasts who are curious about rare currency. The story behind the coin, the history of Roosevelt, the artistry of the mint, and the thrill of the hunt, adds a layer of excitement that's hard to find elsewhere. And when you combine that story with the potential financial reward, it's no wonder people are willing to pay $33,000 to $40,000 for a single dime. So, what should you do if you think you might have one? Handle it carefully. Do not clean it. Keep it in its original proof set holder if possible. Get it professionally graded. And then, sit back and watch as collectors from around the country and even the world recognize the true value of what you have in your hands. This is the kind of coin that can change lives, that can turn a simple collection into a fortune, and that can make anyone who appreciates rare coins a little greedy for more. In the world of numismatics, knowledge, timing, and condition are everything. Knowing about this coin before everyone else is a huge advantage. Finding it before it disappears into someone else's collection can make the difference between holding a dime worth face value and holding one worth $33,000 to $40,000. That's the reality of modern coin collecting. Small, seemingly insignificant coins can hide massive wealth. So, if you've got a 1999 D mint mark Roosevelt dime from a proof set sitting in a drawer somewhere, don't ignore it. You could literally be holding $33,000 to $40,000 in your hand. That's right, $33,000 to $40,000 for a single dime. Incredible, isn't it? Alright, If you loved learning about this coin and want more insider secrets about the rarest and most valuable coins in America, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We're just scratching the surface of hidden treasures, and trust me, there's so much more wealth hiding in plain sight, waiting to be discovered by someone smart enough to know what to look for. Remember, a dime may seem small, but in the world of coin collecting, it can be bigger than your wildest dreams. $33,000 to $40,000, that's the magic of the 1999 D Mint Mark Roosevelt dime from a proof set.